disappointed you.
Yeah.
I failed you. Because I should have, I can't even go back and say like I should have done that. There's so many things that I should have done.
Yeah.
There's so many ways that I should have been there before this moment.
Yeah.
And I wasn't. I do thank God every day that I'm here now.
Yeah.
That I was there at that point, and I was in the state of mind that I was in. Thank God, because who knows where I would have been.
I know.
Through your complications. If I would have been out running the streets and on drugs, I wouldn't have been there for you. I wouldn't have been there for you.
Alright you guys, welcome back to our channel. So this video is going to be a little bit different, well a lot different than what we usually do. It's going to be a lot more serious. So if you guys have some snacks, like some type of food, something you want to eat, then definitely sit down and watch this video. I've been wanting to do this for a long time with my mom, and finally she's in town so we can like kind of get it all done. This is my mom, for those of you who don't know. Her name is Patricia. And so basically inside today's video, we're gonna kind of just be like talking and going into detail and getting deep, I guess you could say, about like me and my pregnancy. And because my mom was there for me through my pregnancy, she was there throughout the whole thing. And then also my mom was also pregnant at a very young age, so we're gonna like talk about that and kind of compare each other's situations. And then we're gonna also get into a little bit of like baby daddy situations and things like that. So I don't know how long this video is, but hopefully it's not that long. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. So if you haven't already, smash this video with a huge thumbs up. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also hit the little bell icon down below to get notified every single time we
It's a new video.
And so for those of you who are new to this channel, or at least relatively new, my name's Anicia.
My name's Patricia.
And this is the Life of Us Vlogs, where every day it's more
happiness.
So I have some notes written down of just like things that I want to like ask my mom. That way like I don't like drift off into like conversation. My mom, we're pretty like close. We don't, there's really like nothing that we don't talk about. There are certain things where like we just haven't talked about. So we'll kind of like get into that a little bit. So we're gonna kind of just like revisit other things that like we've talked about before, and then other things that like we kind of just haven't. So for those of you who are new to our channel and you don't know how we all started out on here, I was 14 when I got pregnant, and that was the first video that I ever posted on this channel, and then that went like viral in a sense, and then that's how we are the Life of Us Vlogs. My mom also got pregnant at a very young age. How old were you?
I was 15.
15.
Yeah, 16 when I had your sister.
I was 14 when I got pregnant, and then 15 when I had Juliet. And yeah, so basically my mom, I was raised by my grandparents, my mom's mom and dad, and so obviously my mom was raised by them as well. So how was it for like when you got pregnant, when they found out for me? If you guys want to know how my grandparents reacted when they found out that I was pregnant, go back and watch my 14 and pregnant video. It'll be somewhere over here, and then that'll like get you caught up. But for me, when they found out, they had their own separate reaction. How did they react when they found out that you were pregnant?
Wow, it wasn't nice. Grandpa was very disappointed.
Yeah.
Very disappointed. He didn't talk to me through my whole pregnancy.
Yeah.
Grandma cried a lot.
She cried when
Grandma
you first told her?
Yeah, cried angry. She was angry. I don't know if it's the way she found out or how or what, but she was really upset. Like they were trying to figure out like how and why.
Yeah.
There was really no how or why.
How did you even tell them, or did they find out?
Well, actually, I think one of my aunts, I went to her first.
Yeah.
And she called Grandma and told Grandma that I was pregnant.
Why did you go to her first?
We were just really close, and it just happened that way.
And you took a test and you found out,
Yeah.
or you just knew?
No, I took a test.
So after, when you guys called her, or when she called her or whatever, did Grandma like pull up to where you were, or you guys
I was
went
already
back home?
going home.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think she called Grandma, and then I was like already getting home, because it was really late. It was in the evening when I got home, and Grandma just went crazy.
Yeah, so as soon as you got home, she knew.
Oh, she knew. Yeah, and it was nothing nice. I mean, they took really good care of me. I was very well taken care of.
Yeah.
But my whole pregnancy, Grandpa didn't talk to me. I think that was the hardest part, because I know I disappointed him.
Yeah.
That was the hardest part for me, and to disappoint him was like,
Yeah.
it was hard.
And for those of you that don't know as well, my grandfather didn't talk to me, not for my entire pregnancy, but he talked to me, I think I was like maybe like 4 or 5 months pregnant, where like he finally was just like, oh, okay, like he asked me about like one of my doctor's appointments when I came back because I started having like complications in my pregnancy, and he just asked me like, oh, what happened? What did the doctor say? And like, I was just like, oh, like I remember just standing in the hallway being like, oh, they said, and like I just told him, and he was like, okay.
Yeah, you were surprised that
and he walked away. Yeah, because he hadn't spoke to me. Like he didn't even look at me. Like I was just walking around the house, and like he was just like.
Same here. And then the reason when the first words I think you remember him saying to me, it was when I was going into labor with your sister, and I had to have a C-section, and he came to the hospital. Grandma called him.
Yeah.
And he wanted to know why. He said he came to ask the doctor, like, why are you giving my daughter, like, why?
Yeah.
That was the first time.
You had a C-section with Yvette?
Yeah. She's her umbilical cord was around her neck.
Oh wow.
That was the first time like he spoke to me.
I feel like I kind of like understand in a sense, like, okay, a lot of people would be like, oh my god, no, like that's so like mean or toxic or whatever the hell. But in my opinion, I feel like, yes, obviously it hurt and all this stuff, but like I kind of just like put myself in his shoes and like we were like his babies, you know, and like for this to happen, like it was just a huge disappointment.
Like that.
I feel like I feel like I would rather him have ignored me than like went off and like beat the shit out of me or something. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So like I would rather have had that. And
it was hard, especially being pregnant. You're all full of emotions, everything. It was hard. It was really hard.
Yeah. And then Grandma, she talked to you during the pregnancy?
Grandma took me to my doctor's appointments, and
How long before she was finally like, okay, this is happening?
It wasn't very long.
Yeah.
It wasn't very long. Yeah. It didn't take her very long.
And then also another thing, my grandparents didn't let my baby's father like see me, or they didn't let me see him, or us see each other, whatever, or have any type of contact. They took my phone. Did you even have a phone when you got pregnant?
No.
Yeah, she took my phone actually the day that I told her. And my phone, I had actually got it from like somebody at school, but like I've had it, I had it for a long time, and my grandma was like, oh, like give me your phone. Remember you were in the room, and I was like, no, like you didn't pay for it, you didn't pay for it. And she was like, give me your phone, and like Trisha, get her phone. And I was like, no one's getting my phone. She ended up snatching my phone out of my hand. I was like, shit, no, I'm just kidding. For me, not being able to like see him and like talk to him, or like it being hard to talk to him throughout my pregnancy, that was like super hard for me. Like
hearing you cry at night. That was hard.
Yeah.
Because I remember being there. I put myself in that situation. I remember crying at night for my daughter's dad. And
yeah, they didn't let my mom see him.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to see him. He wasn't even there when she was born. Like,
he wasn't there when she was born?
No. Grandma told me I couldn't call until after she was born. So I had no choice. I mean, I'm 16 years old in the hospital room with
nobody else was like, we're gonna call him.
No. There was only me and Grandma in the hospital room. I didn't call. Yeah, nobody knew. He didn't know anything.
God.
It bothered him, but what could he do? He could have. I don't know. But yeah, so hearing you cry at night, that broke my heart. Like it really did, because I mean, you want that comfort. Your emotions are all everywhere, and you want that comfort. You're having this little life in your body that you know nothing about.
Yeah,
you don't
and
know
then it sucked too, because like her like first kicks and everything, like he didn't get to experience that, like nothing, and like. Yeah. And I would have to tell him a week later whenever you got back, and then I would be like, oh my god, like she kicked last week, and like blah blah. Like like that hurt me so freaking much. And then towards the end of my pregnancy, I don't know how the hell I got them to let me see him. Like,
I don't know either.
I don't know. Well, I think it's just because I started having so many complications that I had to be in the hospital so much, and I would tell my grandma, like, I'm calling him, and like, or I would tell you, and then mom would be like, I'm calling him, like, I don't care. And so my mom stood up for me like a lot, and mind you, it's not my grandparents' fault. Like, I love them to death, and I don't blame them for anything. You know, they were hurting. Like, I was literally their last, like their baby. And like I disappointed them, I hurt them. So I in a sense, like I say, like. I do understand where they were coming from, but obviously it could have been handled different, but it wasn't, and I'm alive.
More so being a parent now, you think.
I know, exactly. So I could never imagine, but my mom stood up for me like a lot, because she knew what she went through and things that she couldn't do when she was pregnant. So at a young age, so whenever she saw them like trying to do that to me or anything, my mom would be like, no, like we're calling him. He's coming, and like so she stood up for me a lot in that sense. So when I had told my grandparents that I was pregnant, my mom wasn't there. She was actually on her way home, I think, or something like that. No, you came like right after I told them.
Okay.
Yeah, so I told them.
We were on the living room. Okay.
I told them, and then literally like in the midst of it, my grandma was like yelling at me. My grandfather, I don't even remember what he was saying. I was just sitting there crying. My mom walked in, and she was like, what's going on? Like, what happened? And then my grandma was like, she's getting pregnant, and he's pregnant. And then my mom sat down, and she looked at me like, what? Like,
I think I was like, are you like,
seriously? She thought it was a joke. Like, she was like, what the fuck? Like, And so how did you like, what were like your first thought process, like when you had walked
I remember my heart started beating really fast. And when I'm sitting down, like when I sat down next to you, I'm just like trying to tell you, like, are you serious?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't even look at me, and you're just crying. I wanted to hug you and tell you it's gonna be okay, but I wanted to be like, what are you thinking?
Know.
Like, you know, because you know what I went through.
Yeah.
As a young mom. Yeah, it was hard. It was really hard to see you. I think seeing you cry was the hardest part because nobody wants to see their
Because like in that, I think for me in that just whole thing, just me even finding out I was pregnant, and then not even only that, making the decision to keep it, because I wasn't going to tell anyone, and Lizzie was going to take me to get an abortion.
Yeah, upset with people who done that.
Yeah, I wasn't going to tell anyone. She was just going to like take me, whatever. But I ended up telling her that I just want to keep it. Like I was just like, I just want to keep it. I don't know why. I just kept thinking like Jehovah's like he can't like, and that is like against the religion. So I was just like, I have to keep it. But I think in that moment I was so like, obviously, like I know Boppy's standing right there. He's disappointed, looking down on me right now.
My father is like,
it's like disappointing God in a sense. Like
and I mean,
it's
really,
Boppy. Like
I mean, this is a man who's done so much for us.
Yeah, for the whole family,
us the whole new life basically, and to disappoint him is like, it's bad.
Like
it is. It's
my
really
grandparents, like I literally could have went to foster care.
Yeah.
Like I could have went to foster care. I could have went with my freaking aunt and uncle, and like I like so much stuff could have happened to me as a kid, but they took me in, and they already had a house of 10 kids that they,
right.
you know what I'm saying, were already struggling, but they took me in, and for me to like,
there was no questions asked.
Yeah.
To take care of you, to sign you over.
Yeah, I think I was like 3 years old, 2 or 3.
2.5, almost 3.
Yeah, when they took me in. So like just to disappoint him, it was, I just remember just thinking like, oh my God, like Boppy is so mad right now.
Yeah.
And then my grandma, who I go to her to like, if I have a bad dream, I wake up and like I tell her, and she like listens to me just like cry about it or whatever, and she's just so cuddly and just everything. To see her be yelling at me and just like wanting to hit me and stuff, like it was just like, oh my God, like I just literally felt like everything was crashing. And then not only that, I was the only other thing that I had in the back of my mind was they're not gonna let me see him anymore.
Yeah.
And then my brothers, and I was like, oh my God, they're gonna kill him. Like my brothers are gonna kill him. And so then like after you had like kind of processed it, my mom was the only one that was like, it's okay, and like she hugged me.
Yeah, and it's gonna be okay. Like we're gonna get through it regardless. You have your sisters, you have your brothers. Yeah, we're gonna get through it.
Yeah, I don't remember you saying anything like negative ever.
Oh, when I got up to walk out the door to go.
Oh well, yeah, but that was towards him. Just like whatever, but. Yeah, but no, my mom was like right away. She was there for me, and she was just like, "It's okay." Like,
because it's scary. It's really scary being as young as we, especially when it's scary. So I knew that I was gonna be there for you in the ways that I know nobody was there for me.
Yeah, and it's crazy though, because like especially like where we come from, Fresno. Yeah, there's so many teen pregnancies every day, and their moms, like a lot of people's moms aren't there for them like that. Like, and then a lot of people don't even have the means, and they still like have the baby, and they bring up the baby in like a life, and it sucks. But I like was super freaking blessed that my grandparents were like, okay, like we're gonna do this, and they pulled money out of I don't even know where and helped me out. My mom and my whole family, everybody really just like helped me a lot. I think it was hard though for the entire family to know that like I remember when little by little everyone started to find out. Everyone was like, Anicia's pregnant. Like what? Because I was just like, I don't know. I don't think that is weird. Like because of just the kid that I was in the family, not like outside of that, but in the family, I was just like goofy, like Anicia. So like everyone was just like, white girl's pregnant? Like what? And so it was crazy. I just remember just like, especially that day, there was so much going on, like because you guys my grandparents found out, you found out, Sophia and them were there. I had to tell, or Yvette was on the phone crying to me, and then my brother was on the phone, like everyone, and then on top of that, literally like an hour or two later, my brothers pull up and they're like, we're going to his house, and I'm like, no, like,
and we did,
and then and then all that stuff happens, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like it just literally felt like everything was just like falling to shit. Like that was like the worst day of my life. Speaking from at that point, did I disappoint you in your eyes?
Disappoint me? No.
Yeah.
It wasn't a disappointment. I feel like more like I watched you fail yourself.
Yeah.
To at that moment, not now, not even after not even the next day. I didn't feel that way. I feel like I disappointed you.
Yeah.
I failed you because I should have. I can't even go back and say like I should have done it. There's so many things that I should have done.
Yeah.
There's so many ways that I should have been there before this moment.
Yeah.
And I wasn't. I do thank God every day that I'm here now.
Yeah.
That I was there at that point, and I was in the state of mind that I was in. Thank God, because who knows where I would have been.
I know.
Through your complications. If I would have been out running the streets and on drugs, I wouldn't have been there for you.
Yeah.
You know, sleeping with you in the hospital.
Yeah.
The day the baby was born, like it was hard. It was scary for me.
Yeah.
When she would cry, and you were like, "Oh my God, Mom, I can't."
I literally did not know.
And I had
to
every time I laid her back down in her the little bed, she'd start crying.
Imagine if you weren't there and I was just in there by myself.
Yeah, and then I had to find that out later that you were going, stressing through it. That's hard to watch your mother go through that with her, to see her baby suffering like that. And I mean suffering like you're stressed out and you don't know what to do because you didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Even though you had been around grandma and all the little kids and nieces and nephews, you still don't know what to do.
It's so different.
It's your child that came out of you. Totally different.
Yeah.
So no, I don't feel you're a disappointment. I feel like I failed you and I disappointed you. That's what I feel.
How long were you on drugs?
The breakup, I was happy,
Yeah.
but I wasn't. Seeing you not eat,
Yeah.
seeing you lose weight. So knowing like afterwards that you had to sit there and think about all that stuff inside by yourself because you were afraid to tell anybody.